Welcome to the Reading the New Testament in Original Greek. We're reading in this session Matthew chapter 2 verse 19 and 20. So far what we have seen in the previous verses, it reoccurs here again in verse 19 and 20. We're going to take a brief look into what we have seen and also continue to what we have not seen so far. Teleftisantos vetu irodu, idou angelus Kyriou fenete, kataonar to Yosef and Egypto. When Herod died, an angel of the Lord suddenly appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt and said, well, technically, and said, it's connected in the verse 20. Teleftisantos. We have seen this word, but not in the verb teleftao, but in the noun telefti. In a previous verse, I think it was verse 15 and something, meaning it's the end, right? When it's a noun, means the end. When it's verb, to come to end. It's a euphemism that I talked about. This is a euphemism saying it being death. So telefti santos in the genitive form, so with the sigma ant stem, with the sigma is an aorist and the ant stems in the from the genitive taking ant and with a third declensions. So santos, santi, santa. Now it's in genitive forms, taking tu irodu together. Be careful you don't not to connect idu, because idu has a different meaning. Well, see if you can fit into it. It probably won't match any of them. So tu irodu is in genitive forms being the subject of the participle teleftisantos. So the king Herod died. Now this is a participle, circumstantial participle, that we have to make it in the context and translate it. So after or when, as, it all fits in the context. After the king Herod died, however, idou, behold, angelos Kyriou, an angel of the Lord, fenete. Fenete means to appear. Well, it's actually from the verb phenome. It's a deponent passive, meaning the form itself is in the passive forms, but the meaning is an active. It's called deponent passive. Now, there is a normal, I would say normal word, which is pheno. It also means to appear, to occur, to come to light. Now, pheno and phenome takes different verb changes. That's why I've written the first one is from the pheno and the other one is from the what we have, phenome. So phenome ephanim pephasme. Now, phenome appears, it's in the third person singular, right? Angelos Kyriou. An angel of the Lord is the subject of the phenete. You see in here why Matthew is putting the genitive absolute participles at teleftisanto de tu Kyriou in a genitive with the participle, and I'm making the main verb in phenete in a nominative case. And kataonar to Yosef. Now phenete appears when, appears to whom, appears to where, etc., etc. The information you need with the phenete. Now, phenete first takes dative to Yosef, to Joseph. But now other informations are extra. When? Kataonar. In the dream or during the dream. Where? In Egypto, in Egypt. So it's all connected together, taking the verb in the center, phenete. Verse 20. Legon, εγκερθείς παράλαβε το παιδίον και τη μητέρα αυτού, και πορεύου εις την Ισραήλ, εις γην Ισραήλ. Tethnikasin gar iziduntes timsihin tu pediu. Get up and take the child and his mother and go to the land of Israel, for those who are seeking the child's life are dead. Now we have seen legon, the translations in the verse 19. In the Greek text we have in the verse 20. Well, it doesn't really matter because in the manuscript there is no technically verse or chapters, so it's all connected. Only for the modern reader's convenience, they have separated with the verse. Now, legon, what's important here is this is the masculine and a participle nominative case, right? Taking an angel, angelos kyriou, from the verse 19, taking as a subject of this participle legon. Otherwise, we don't have any masculine nominative singular subject in other verses or the previous. So, legon, saying, egerthis, from the verb egero. We have seen this one before, so I won't just, I will briefly repeat this one. Egero, to wake up, to stand up. It also has a different meanings in ancient Greek and New Testament Greek. And if you look at in chapter 1, verse 24, I think, you will hear there the different meaning there. Egerthis now is with the theta, is in a participle, making these making as a participle in a nominative case. Egerthis, as you wake up. Paralave is from the verb para plus lambano, compound verb. How do we know it's a lambano? I talked about many times the key syllables. Lav. Lav is the signal syllables that we can recognize this word is from the lambano. So paralave, it's to take in imperative. So take. Now take what? Of course, naturally, it requires an accusative object. The pedion, the child, and the metera aftu, and his mother. Now, paralave, the imperative ends aftu, with aftu. Que, and porevu, we have another imperative. So, porevome, it's the word to wander, to travel, to walk, to go. It's an imperative, so go in Israel. Now go where with the preposition is plus accusative. Is in Israel, to the land of Israel, or to the land Israel. It's almost a technical term, so in the gin. So people already know when you talk about gin Israel, they know where it's being described of. Tethnikasin, it's a perfect form, so with the duplication, reduplications. Tav, epsilon in the front, is from the verb thenisko, meaning to die or to be dead. So having dead, God was a positive word for zituntes. Zituntes, it's in a what? From the verb ziteo, but it's an ont. It takes the ont stem, right? Zituntes with the epsilon sigma indicates this from the ont stem changes ontos, onti, onta, and a plural it makes an ontes and onton, right? Ontes. So zituntes, it's a participle with a definite article. Also, we know e in a modern Greek, but in Erasmus, oi, the definite article, it's a plural, right? It matches the number. Zituntes, those who are looking for, those who are searching. Now, what was the verb again? Tethnikasin, have died. Now, why thethnikasin, and also it's the third person plural. Gar iziduntes. Those who are searching are dead. Din psichin tu pediu. Now, the accusative din psichin tu pediu, din psichin, it's connected with what? Is it connected to the verb or is it connected to the subject? This time is connected to the subject, not the verb. Well, having dead, what does it have to do with the accusative? The soul of the child. It doesn't. That's why you try to make another guess, then we have only the subject. They were searching, right? Those who were searching. Now, what they were searching for, Matthew is giving the information of the subject. Those who were searching for the soul of the child, psichin, it's a soul, and a euphemism could be this is a life of the child. Of course, that's what it means, but it's interesting that it's here written dim psichin, not the life of the child with other Greek words. Now, those who were searching the soul of the child have died. It makes it interesting, right? Okay, if I give a little further contraction informations when iziduntes. Now, it's from the verb ziteo. Now, ziteo, epsilon iota, could be contracted to zito. That's why you see acute accent becomes in the zito with the circumflex. Now you see here iziduntes, we have also circumflex. Why do we have circumflex? From the ziteo connected with ontes. I don't know if you remember the contract rules that I gave in the very beginning of our YouTube channels. Zite, e plus o becomes u. This is a contracta rules. So that's what we have. Instead of ziteontes, we have ziduntes. It's hard to pronounce ziteontes, right? Ziduntes. Now that's what we have, the circumflex on top of there. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And I will look forward to our next session in verse 21.